Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and I'm here to review How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. And this is honestly one of my favorite series of animated films, and usually you think Disney, Pixar, they're the real kings of animation, but to be perfectly honest, DreamWorks has had some of their fair share of great films with the first two Shrek movies. Let's not talk about the rest of them. And then the Kung Fu Panda films, which I absolutely adore, and then the hit How to Train Your Dragons. And after the second one didn't really make a whole lot of money, I was really afraid that we'd never get a third one. And then when I saw the trailer for this, I was excited because it was back, but the trailer didn't blow me away to think this was going to be on the same level as the other two films. And in the finished product, this film isn't as good as the other two films, and honestly, this does really remind me of the third Kung Fu Panda, where it's I still really, really enjoyed it and loved being back with these characters in the story, but it didn't really hit the same level. This film, directed by Dean DuBois, he does really create another wonderful, jaunting adventure into the world of dragons and Vikings, and it was really hard to top the second one because that had some really, really heavy, emotional, impactful moments in it. This film has some nice emotional moments, but they don't really hit as hard as you would expect or really want to. I feel like this film is a nice conclusion to the series and has a nice feel-good kind of ending. And the story is fun. It's not super original. And this definitely has kid pacing to it. There's parts of this film where it zips around, and I even recall thinking, wow, they found this hidden world pretty easy. Kind of thing where it's this has been a myth for so long, and then boom, there it is. And it struggles with moments where it's you have the call to action, and then boom, films off into another direction, or there's the heroes are on their low point. That low point lasts 2 minutes of screen time. And boom, we're back at it, and they're back on top and fighting. But some of the big positives of this film is it's absolutely gorgeous. The animation's beautiful. The colors in all of these films are so great, and they're so creative with creating the dragon designs in this film. And everything looks absolutely gorgeous, especially the fact that they have to use a lot of water in this film, and the water looks great, and water is really hard to animate. So this film looks gorgeous, and once they get to this hidden world, it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous, and that's one of the big positives of this film. It's very endearing, it's cute, there's some good themes in it in terms of really finding value in yourself, and also what is home, and do they really dig super deep into these themes? No, but I feel they're good, nice messages to have for the kids in the theater. This is probably the first of these three films that really felt it was leaning to kids at moments, and seriously leaning towards kids at moments, because how many adults appreciated my butt's on fire jokes? And that happens. And there's a lot of characters, and everybody has a little bit of their own subplot. And some of them, I didn't really care about, but some of them were fun. There were some funny moments. One particular scene, Kristen Wiig really got to be fully utilized in this film, because there's a lot of famous people in the How to Train Your Dragon films. And honestly, over the years, some of them have become more famous than probably their tiny roles in the first one would warrant, and I'm guessing that's why Jonah Hill kind of got his own little subplot in this film. And you notice T.J. Miller's not in this film. They replace him subtly. Cate Blanchett's in it. She does a nice job. She doesn't really get a whole lot to do, and it's always nice having Gerard Butler back in a few really, really emotionally resonant scenes in terms of flashbacks that really hit, and I really loved, and it was nice because I love Stoic. He was one of my favorite characters from the series, and Jay Baruchel does a great job of carrying this film. Hiccup is an endearing and relatable main character, and the best part of this film is Toothless and his little love story with the Light Fury, and there's some absolutely adorable moments, and there's some beautiful moments where this film kind of transcends a lot of kids' films because there's a long stretch without any kind of dialogue, just interactions between the two dragons, and that was one of my favorite scenes in this film, how they did everything without any dialogue, and it really nice. And a lot of these things help elevate a pretty straightforward generic plot. The villain in this film, there's good ideas behind the villain. He could have been developed a little bit more, but F. Murray Abraham, I love him. He's a fantastic actor, and he really added something to this character and made Grimm a little more, memorable. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's early on a Sunday. But another big positive about these films are the music, and the music in this is great. And I love the scores from these films because it really gives it a sense of adventure and wonder to them, and it really works for these films. Overall, if they were to make more of these films, I totally would go see them. I think this is a nice way to tie things up and bring closure to this series, because, they've done that before. Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending, until Pixar's like, money. And to give them a little credit, of supposedly the story for Toy Story 4 came in and they were just blown away and like, we need to make this movie. Jury's out on that until June when that actually comes out. And if I'm not crying by the end, I'll be disappointed. But my thoughts on this is a lovely film for all ages. I think everybody can find some enjoyment out of this film. So take your whole family out to see this. I got to see this 3 weeks early with the early access screenings yesterday from Fandango, so thank you, Fandango, for allowing me to see this 3 weeks early, and then being able to talk about it, and really encourage everybody to go out and see this film, because these films deserve the box office and the recognition, because they put a lot of effort into making films that are higher level quality films with this series than a lot of some of these other animated trailers that I've seen coming out this year that I don't look forward to seeing. But I did really, really enjoy this film. Highly recommend it. Let me know what you think. And thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.